around for a while, actually. I don't know how many people actually realize that. I mean, not just Abner Maris, and obviously now you're working with Andre Ward, but you've been in this game for a minute.
Yeah, about 15, 16 years.
Wow.
Luckily, I've been around. I did get a chance. Oscar De La Hoya was the first person that gave me a chance. He gave me a chance to work with.
Wow, that's crazy.
Edwin Valero.
Wait, hold on. How'd that happen? How did you hook up with Oscar De La Hoya and all of a sudden now you're in boxing?
Through mutual friends and say, hey, this guy's does good work, and it's funny because I started training people to gym since I was like 17, 18. It was something I just wanted to do, the fat farms and other world. And so I got involved with got involved with athletic training, and I was an athlete myself, and going from there, just started working. And then he said, hey, we got these kids that my dad just signed, and start working with them, which at the time was Mighty Mike Anchondo.
Oh wow.
Edwin Valero, Ponce De Leon.
Wow.
So I started working with them, and really, they saw that, hey man, this guy's really doing some nice work, some different things, and at the time, I mean. And looking back, I was thinking, hey man, I kind of hit, I did a good job then, just really not understanding the sport as well as I do now, but by just understanding, training in general. But they liked it, and at the time there wasn't anybody doing what I was doing with the guys. So then, I got a chance to, go up and work a little bit with Robert Garcia, which was Oscar's trainer, and have conversations with him and. Rob Garcia, not Robert Garcia, the boxing coach.
Right.
And so then spent some time up in camp with them and got some opportunities with Juan Lascano, and then so started ended up in the sport a little bit more and more and then just grew in it, and it's been exciting, man.
The unsung heroes of the sport, strength and conditioning coaches. You guys are like lurking in the background. No one ever really knows who you are, but I mean, like I said, you've been around for a while.
Yeah, sometimes some of them want to be out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of them want to be out there.
That's true.
But really, I mean, yeah, you kind of do it as the unsung hero all the time, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're here to do a job, and as long as you're doing a good job and it shows. And I think if I wasn't that person, I don't think I'd be with Andre. If I wasn't the person that just came in here and did my job, and if I was the first guy to try to be part of the media and trying to, hey, always give the first interview and taking that Snapchat or posting it all over social media, I really don't think Andre would have taken well to me.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it just my respect is with the fighters and everybody else. I hope they like my work, and if they have questions, feel free to ask.
True to form, you're actually my last interview. I've been here for like 3 days, and you're my last interview. Like, you have not jumped into the camera, so you're 100% right. 100% right. Yeah. I do have to ask before I let you get out of here, Edwin Valero, what was that like working with him, man?
Oh wow. He was a smart guy. Hard worker, really hard worker, loved to work. I mean, there was nothing I could do that he would say no to, and just, he knew exactly what he wanted. I mean, just dedicated as dedicated can be. Sat there and worked on every punch by punch by punch. It wasn't just something that he just go in their bag and throw punches like crazy. I know later in his career, he that kind of changed. Yeah. But when I worked with him, he was meticulous. And the same thing I've seen in some of the greater fighters that I've trained. Like Andre, and seeing Oscar De La Hoya train, and he was that kind of guy. And I think he had a lot of greatness in him. But I just believe that the one thing that made him great destroyed him, and he didn't, he was out there. Yeah, he was out there. I think he had a really tough upbringing, and that's what made him great. That's what made him like this hungry animal, but he was just naturally smart. But then he had that animal, that dog in him, and that worker, and that that perfectionism, and you get all that in one, and I think it drove him nuts. Some things happening in his life and his career, didn't go so well, and the whole thing with taking his license away really affected him, drove him off the deep end, but working with him, on a conditioning side, amazing. I think he was one of the first guys I worked with that really truly pushed me and said, hey, like there's always this thing I talk about, with everybody of what is possible, and it's like that in every sport or everything in life, like what is possible, and you don't know until somebody does it. And for me, it was him. He was the guy that when I would put work in front of him and I'm like, hey, is this even possible? And I'm thinking to myself, can anybody even I write down this like workout and is like, let's see how far he gets into it, right. And he would smash it, and I was like, wow, so what is possible? This is possible, and he's the guy that pushed that envelope for me as a conditioning coach and made me think of everybody else that I trained and said, man, like it's possible. They just gotta get there. They just gotta get there, and I gotta find a way to get them there. So,
are there any fighters that you didn't have a chance to work with that maybe you wished? Oh man, I wish I could have really worked with this guy or that guy.
No, it's funny. Like there's nobody. I was actually asked this question 2 years ago, and I think Abner had just beat Ponce De Leon and won his third world title, and they're saying, oh, how great he looked and explosive, and
he did look good.
Yeah, and we kind of that fight we beat all odds, for a lot of different reasons, and he was really starting to get recognized as this great athlete, and a lot of media came to me about it, and it was mainly Mexican, media, and they're like, if you can work with anybody, who would you want to work with? And they're like, oh man, at the time, Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather, and they were throwing Marquez out there, and and Chavez Jr. or somebody, and my thing was, I said Andre Ward.
Wow.
It was the first guy that came to my mind. I said, if I work with anybody, I'd want to work with Andre Ward. I just saw greatness in him and just wanted to know what he was all about. And sure enough, I get a call last October. Hey, it's me, Dre.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was pretty amazing, and it's been amazing since I've been here, and and it's been great. But there hasn't been anybody else out there, But I'm always open to work.
Mission accomplished. You got Andre Ward, so that's awesome.
Exactly.
March 26th, June 25th. Potentially a couple fights in between with some guys. You're going to be busy here for the next couple months. Is it difficult to juggle when you have 2, 3, maybe 4 clients?
No, you know what? It's not. It's not. I think they're all professionals. I think they're all adapt to working with. I mean, they're not guys that have never worked with a conditioning coach or haven't worked at that level. And I'm not. It'd be different if it was a kid that this is your first time with the conditioning coach. He doesn't know how to deal with camp, and he doesn't know how to deal with all that. Then you'd have to kind of really baby them. But all these guys, they have teams. It's not just when you talk about like their conditioning coach and their training, their boxing coach. They have teams of people. They have people that they have their cooks. They have people that back them up and doing different things for them. So it's just a matter of setting the expectation for each of the fighters, as you go along. So is it a lot of work? Yes, it is. But as far as focus, for me. I got to be on their schedule, man. I gotta go to bed early. Gotta wake up early,
man.
And it's lights out early for me, and so I don't see the light of day until the last one fights. So at this point, it could be till June 25th, man. So
wow.
So June 26th, no friends, no nothing, man. So but it's fun. It's what I chose to do, and it's what I love to do.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, look, I appreciate you spending an extra 30 minutes with me. I told you I can do long interviews, man.
No, thank you for taking the time to even ask the questions and even really understand, what we do in the sport as conditioning coaches. A lot of times people are just like, that's just those guys, or some guys have given us a bad rap. But it's always nice to let the people know what we do and that we're even here, man. Like we're like you said, the unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes, man. And I really mean that too. I really believe you guys are. Let the fans know, because I think you're on Twitter, aren't you? At least.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I mean, I
Okay.
am on Twitter, but I'm mainly on Instagram.
Okay.
But everything that I have, like whether it's Twitter, Snapchat,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, you know, you can always find me by Luis Garcia 33. That's always the signature.
That's the thing.
So,
33. Is that, what is 33? Is that,
You know
that's
what?
not your age. You're not 33.
no, I'm not 33,
Yeah.
but since I was a kid, the very first jersey that was handed to me when I was in T-ball was the number 33 on
Oh,
it.
so that's like your number.
And that became my number. And then you know, the funny thing is, I grew up in LA, but I was a big Oakland Athletics fan because I was a big fan of Jose Canseco.
Oh.
He was number 33, so,
Right.
so I just used number 33, God's age, you know.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
33 was always the number.
Yeah. Luis Garcia, 33. Make sure you guys look him up. Appreciate it, man.